观众朋友们，大家好，这里是华尔街电视华尔街专访。现在呢，我们继续要为您带来的是华尔街电视专访斯伯丁将军的第3部分的内容。在本期访问中，华尔街电视记者首先问到，从近期开始，中国推出了一系列改革举措，比如支持民营企业28条、国企改革3年方案、最新的证券法等等，你是如何评价这些举措的呢？对此，斯伯丁将军是这样回答的。
Because I think there's no effort to change the non-convertible nature of the renminbi. I think there's no consideration to change the strict capital controls that they have currently. And I don't think that they're, even as they say that they're opening up their financial system, you still find it very difficult for companies like MasterCard and Visa to actually make any headway. And so I think it's entirely meant to certainly appeal to those in Wall Street that would like to see the reform so that they can say, hey, look, China's doing something. But in reality, at the end of the day, there's things like the national security law or the cybersecurity law that prevents audit data to leave the country. And so, they're not changing the fundamental structure of their financial system or their economy. They're essentially saying, hey, we're going to give more access to Western businesses in China. But in terms of how that, actually benefits those businesses, I don't think you're going to see much difference between that and how industrial companies approach China, but yet we're unable to capitalize on that, on those promises.
所以呢，这里斯伯丁将军说，中国没有任何努力改变寻租性质的经济模式，没有任何努力放弃资本管制。所以，尽管他们说开放自己的金融体系，但是像 MasterCard 或者是 Visa 这样的企业进入中国仍然面临层层困难。我认为中国这些所谓的改革措施，完全是给华尔街的一些人做样子的，这样他们就可以说，嗨，你看，中国在进行这么多的改革措施。但是说到底，中国的国家安全法律和网络安全法要求审计在国内进行，所以他们并没有从根本上改变在中国的经济金融结构。这些改革本质上是在说，我们将给在中国做生意的外国企业更多的准入机会，但是这些外企仍然会面临重重阻碍，没有办法在中国真正的资本化获益。就像工业部门的企业那样，他们进入了中国市场，但是由于强制转让等原因，他们没有办法真正在中国获得相应的利润。华尔街电视记者继续问道，现在国会的一些议员似乎对中国问题非常头脑清醒，但是我比较好奇的是，白宫现在对中国是一个什么样的态度？我们都记得那次中兴违反了美国法律而受到制裁，但是习近平一个私人电话就说服川普放生中兴了。不仅仅是中兴，在华为等问题上也是如此，白宫方面的态度一直比较暧昧。那么川普是个对华鹰派吗？对此，斯伯丁将军是这样回应的。
I think it's more of a pragmatic approach to dealing with the Communist Party, where there's these enormous pressures in our own country, particularly from the private sector and Wall Street, to come to an agreement. And so I think until you see how it's going to affect the U.S. economy, it's kind of hard to say. I think right now, the belief is that, having this continued consistency in policy with regard to how you address what the Chinese Communist Party is doing is probably what you'll see continue from the administration. In terms of being a hawk or a dove, I think that just too narrowly categorizes what they're doing. I think they're trying to be thoughtful about how they approach a very difficult matter, both from a domestic political perspective and an economic perspective. And so, I don't know that we can predict, exactly the form that will take, but I think what you'll see overall is you'll see a continuance of this effort to maintain leverage in the relationship, and I think that's the part that particularly that I take solace in with regard to the Phase 1 deal, because while they did delay tariffs, the December 15th tariffs, and they did slash some other tariffs by 50%, they kept a lot of other tariffs on at 25%. That was to preserve leverage in the relationship, and for me, that is the most encouraging sign, because it shows that, you know, for once we understand how to negotiate with the Chinese Communist Party, and that is from a position of strength, not from a position of weakness.
所以这里呢，斯伯丁将军说，我觉得白宫处理对中国共产党采用了更加实用主义的方式，在我们自己的国家内部对白宫有很大的压力，特别是来自私营部门还有华尔街，希望白宫与中国达成某种协议和共识。我们需要看到中美关系对美国经济的影响如何，否则很难判断。现在大家普遍认为白宫对中国的政策会有某种持续性，你看到的白宫政策会继续下去。我觉得不能简单把川普政府归类为对华鹰派还是鸽派，这样的分类太狭隘了。他们要处理的问题是非常棘手的，因此需要深思熟虑，既要从国内政治的角度考虑，也要从经济的角度看。我没有办法准确预测具体政策，但是我认为就像我刚才说的，你会看到某种政策的持续态势，就像现在这样，对中国保持某种杠杆。这是我认为第一阶段贸易协议很可取的地方，虽然取消并且减免了一部分关税，但是对其他商品还保持了 25% 的关税。这就是我所说的在处理中美关系时保留一些杠杆。这对我个人而言是一个非常可喜的信号，我们终于明白应该如何和中国共产党谈判了，也就是说，我们应该是以强势一方的姿态来谈判的，而不是以弱势一方的姿态来谈判。这里呢，华尔街电视记者继续问道，如果我们假设中国食言，没有遵守承诺，那么你认为川普会在2020年重新启动对中国的关税吗？特别是考虑到竞选年的政治因素。
I think that it all depends on, at this point, whether or not the Communist Party actually fulfills what it says it's going to do in the Phase 1 deal. If it doesn't, I absolutely think that those tariffs could be put back on.
所以这里呢，斯伯丁将军说，我认为这完全取决于中国。如果中国没有履行承诺，我绝对相信那些关税会被重新加征。于是，华尔街电视记者继续问道，在竞选年，中美关系会呈现什么样的变化？你可以为我们的观众讲一讲竞选年的政治态势吗？对此，斯伯丁将军是这样回应的。
Well, I think certainly after the election, particularly if he wins, he's going to feel less inclined to give in to Chinese pressure, or pressure that matter from the private sector or Wall Street. And so I think there's a small window here that the Chinese Communist Party has to actually work with the administration. But that being said, I think they've already decided on kind of the pathway, and that pathway is in a sense to begin to take as much advantage as they can of the Western system while they have access to it, understanding that access is being slowly cut off. And so I would see that they're going to try to work much harder to protect their own economy, the Chinese economy, for the West, and they're going to do it by essentially strengthening their economic and financial ties with those nations that they find are supportive, and those are primarily the emerging market countries now. And so I would see that they're going to strengthen their relationships in Latin America, in Africa, in Southeast Asia, and in the Middle East. But whether or not that's a successful strategy or not really depends on whether or not those countries can grow, when they're subject to being increasingly isolated from the West as they become more intertwined with China.
所以呢，这里斯伯丁将军说，至少在竞选后，特别是如果川普赢得了大选，那么他屈服于中国压力的动力就更小了，他不会那么在意来自私营部门和华尔街的施压。所以从现在到竞选之后，中国还有一段短暂的时间与川普政府合作。但是话虽如此，我们认为中国已经确定了既定方案。我认为中国的既定方案是在可能的范围内尽可能的充分利用西方体系，在他们还可以进入西方体系时，但是同时也心里清楚，他们现在对西方体系进入的权利可能随时会被切断。所以我认为从中国方面而言，他们会在竞选年尽可能的保护自己的本国经济，并且尽可能的与支持他们的国家加强经济联系。这些国家主要是发展中国家的市场国家，比如拉美、非洲、东南亚、中东等等。而这样的策略能否成功，取决于前述这些国家在脱离西方体系、与中国关系日益紧密的情况下，还能否取得高速发展。而华尔街电视记者继续问道，虽然这些国家可以给中国提供一部分发展所需的市场资源，但是对中国而言，彻底与西方体系脱节是非常困难的。我想人们很难相信中国真的会与整个西方世界脱节。那么你对脱钩这个问题又是如何看待的呢？对此，斯伯丁将军是这样回答的。
Yeah, I think they're gonna decouple from democracies. I don't think they're gonna decouple from the whole world, and I think that the reason they're doing so is because the democracies are no longer going to continue to allow them to have unfettered access to democracies without having a fair and reciprocal pattern of behavior, and so and they have no interest in doing so, and so to the extent that the West actually holds them to account, I think they're going to seek to separate themselves because at the end of the day, they want to have total control over the narrative within China, and they don't want to give that up. And certainly, if you look at what they've been doing at the UN in terms of information technology standards, you know what they recently put forward in terms of the how you control speech, in terms of what are the international standards for cybersecurity, I think really indicates where China and the Chinese Communist Party thinks the world should be moving, and I think the West is not going to move in that direction. So, in order to protect their own control of their own narrative within the country, they're going to increasingly look to decouple.
所以这里呢，斯伯丁将军说，我认为中国会与民主脱钩，但是不会与世界脱钩。而之所以会与民主脱钩的原因是，民主国家不会再允许中国门户大开的利用自己了，除非中国也做出平等互惠的改变。而中国对于做出平等的改变毫无兴趣，所以只要西方民主国家保持对中国的压力和要求，中国就将不得不选择隔离。归根到底，中国共产党希望控制国内叙事，他们不想放弃对国内的管控权力。如果你看看他们最近在联合国对信息技术标准所做的事情，他们最近提出的监控技术、网络安全国际标准，都体现了中国认为世界应该朝着什么方向发展的观点，那就是更多的集权、更多的国内管控。而西方将不会愿意朝着中国这样管控国内的方向发展，所以出于对国内管理的需要，中国也将与西方愈发脱节。好了，以上就是本期华尔街电视华尔街专访的主要内容，希望你喜欢，并且继续关注华尔街电视的其他节目。